Welcome back to another Watch Me Wholesale show, where what we do is we randomly choose a market, then we find a distressed property for sale that we can analyze, crunch the numbers, and then call and make an offer. All that and more coming up.
This video is brought to you by Fast Track, a partner program where Jerry Norton will fund your deals and mentor you. Learn more at fasttrackwithjerry.com.
If you're new here, I'm Jerry Norton, and I went from dead broke to millionaire flipping houses. And after doing 1,000 deals, I created this channel to help you master the art of wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. All right, guys, I've got the picker wheel up here. We've got 10 random markets chosen on our wheel. I'm gonna digitally spin the wheel and see what market we're gonna look for today. All right, Las Vegas, Nevada is our winner. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to find a property for sale that we can analyze and call and make an offer. Let's go. All right, so let's jump into Las Vegas, and we're gonna go to redfin.com. We're gonna put in Las Vegas into the search. And what Redfin's gonna do is it's gonna pull up the entire market here of, greater Las Vegas. And really simply, Redfin has a cool feature called Fixer Upper right here. So I'm gonna checkbox Fixer Upper. I am gonna click House, so we kind of get rid of stuff that's not a house, single family residence. And then it found 23, which isn't very many, but it's something. And again, Redfin has a filter tool called Fixer Upper, where what they do is they scrape all of the active listings, and they must have some kind of a keyword list that they look for that would indicate that it's a Fixer Upper, right? So if we go here to the list here, I'm gonna sort by clicking on Redfin, and it gives me my days on market. So you can see here, this property here has been on the market for 15 hours. This one here for 2 days. And you can kind of like scroll through some of these and see these are all some way or another categorized as Fixer Upper. So let's just pick this one here on Cholo Way. If I click on this one here, it's for sale for $194. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,000 square feet. And it says, wow, at that price, you can't go wrong. Home features 3-bedroom, 1-bath, open living room, great for entertaining, must see. It talks about, this says, home will need some TLC, but lots of potential. So it's probably grabbed TLC as our keyword, right? Because that's tender loving care. It's a very common distressed property keyword. But at any rate, this is a distressed property. If I click on the pictures here, look at the condition of it. So you can see here that it's very neglected. There's a kitchen, pretty rough shape. Bathroom's hammered pretty hard. Lots of junk in the outside, And this picture here is kind of weird. Virtual staging, stucco virtual staging. So this is a rendition, not what it really looks like. And there's a doom buggy in the front yard. Check that out, Tyler, doom buggy. Wonder if that,
perfect getaway.
Let's put that in our offer that comes included with an accepted offer. So that's our house. Clearly needs a rehab, but it's only 1,000 square feet. So to renovate 1,000 square foot like this, where you do kitchen, all new kitchen, counters, flooring, bath, which would be all totally updated bathroom, new tile, everything, and carpet paint. It looks pretty good. The roof looks great. Probably paint some outside. I'm gonna say the windows are probably okay, some landscaping, some yard work. But this is about a $25,000 rehab. These are pretty cookie cutter rehabs. So we're gonna go with a $25,000 rehab, and let's comp this baby now. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna favorite it, and then I'm gonna duplicate this tab, and then I'm gonna click neighborhood. Redfin's gonna scroll me down to the bottom. This neighborhood is called Founders. And this is one of the features I like about Redfin, is see how it automatically outlines my neighborhood. So this little outline, if you're not from Vegas and intimately aware of that market, you wouldn't know that, I wouldn't know that. But now I kind of know this is my market. Right here is our house. So we're located in this neighborhood here, this part of that Founders subdivision. And there's an active for 198, there's an active for 213, some other stuff over here. Here's an active for 225, but these are actives. So what I wanna do now is I wanna go over here to my filters. We're gonna click house. I'm gonna switch this to sold. I'm gonna go back a year. And then I'm gonna put a max on my square footage of 1,250 because we're what were we, 11 or not even 1100, I think. Where were we? Right here. We are 1032, so 1032. So on my filter, I'm gonna put a max of 1250, so I don't look at anything bigger. You can see here, it knocked me down to 12 comps. And where am I at? I'm right in here somewhere. So these are all pretty good comps, this section right here. So what I love about Vegas is these are pretty easy to comp because look at this one, 215. This is a rehab, and look, it's our house. Like that's our house. Same, it's 1,022, 3-1. That got 215, it's a rehab. This one got 210, another rehab. Look how nice that one is. That got 210. This one got 209. I'm gonna guess it's a rehab. Yep, it's a rehab. 220 right here. Nice rehab on this one. Got 220. But look, there's a 225, another 225, and a 250. So I'm gonna say that a flipper would probably look at this deal and go with a 225 ARV. I wanna look at this one just as a wholesale only scenario, not a fix and flip. I'm gonna say that a flipper in Vegas, because I know Vegas, they're paying 80% of ARV all day long. So if we take, I'll do it on my calculator, if we take 225, we go 80% of that, so times 0.8, and then we subtract 25,000 in rehab, that puts us at 155. So this would be a deal for a flipper in Vegas at the 80% formula for 155. Now it's listed for 194, so it's clearly overpriced for what I think a flipper really wants to pay. Now, if I want to wholesale it, I need to get it for about 15 grand less than that. So I need to pay 140. So I would back out another 15,000 off of 155. That puts me at 140 as my wholesale buy number. Again, I buy it for 140. I wholesale it to a local active flipper for 155. He puts 25 into it. He sells it for 225, makes a buck. Everybody wins, right? So let's now look up this agent. Let's call the agent and try to make an offer for around 140, see if we see where they're at. And just going into this, I want to make something very clear, guys. This thing's been active for 34 days. They're asking 194. I need to be at 140. So I'm clearly quite a bit lower in a very hot market, very active market. The chances of me getting this deal for 140 when they're asking 195 is slim, because they're obviously not super motivated, or they would have it priced more aggressively. But I want to call and make the offer anyway, not just so that you see kind of how the conversation goes and how to do this, but it's always about presenting offers. The more offers you put in front of people on a consistent basis, day in and day out, multiple times, the greater you increase your chances of getting good deals. Maybe I don't get this deal today. Maybe I get it 2 months from now when the seller finally is motivated. Maybe this agent we talked to, I can't get this deal put together, but maybe he brings me another deal. There's so much value in just going through the effort of making offers all the time. I treat my off-market deals the same way. I try to talk to 5-10 people a day making offers. Most of the time, I'm under quite a bit from where the seller wants. That's just the name of the game. Do it enough times, you get a good deal. So that's really the lesson I want you to take away from this. But right now, let's call this agent. His information's right here. His name is Brad, and he's with Life Realty District.
Hi, this is Brad. Can I help you?
Yeah, hi, Brad. This is Jerry Norton. I just texted you. How are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm an investor calling about your listing on Chola Way. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. What can I do for you?
Well, what can you tell me? What's going on with this one? I want to make an offer, but I'm kind of quite a bit lower than asking price. So I just kind of wanted to see what was going on, if there's a chance and worth making an offer. Is there something I'm not seeing, maybe?
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're close, he's negotiable. We're probably closer to like the 180s-ish. But if you're going to be lower than that, like we're getting offers in the 140s, 150s, he's not even considering it. He owns it free and clear. There's a tenant in there. She's been in there for a long time. She pays $1,050 a month. The house itself is good to go, roof and all that stuff. AC's newer. The inside of the house is got some wear and tear. Some of the cabinets, counters, paint, things like that. So it's more cosmetic needs than anything else.
Yeah.
But the actual physical structure of the house is actually really nice. The house was built in 42. I want to say there was a fire in the past and they rebuilt it. So it's got like double pane windows. It shows as like a house built in the 40s, but really it's not. It was redone. So it's there's not a ton of upgrades. When you buy older houses like this, you usually got to do roof, windows, all that stuff. With this one, it's more of the cosmetic stuff on the inside.
Yeah. Now, is the play here as a flip? Like, are these other buyers that are making the low offers? Are they looking at a buy and hold?
Looking to flip it, and the guy who owns it, he's not motivated to sell. It's more of a nuisance.
Yeah.
Dealing with the small little rental than anything else. Which is why it's on the market. But there's no desperate desire to sell this place. If he gets his price, he gets his price. If not, none.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think the back end is? I mean, these other people must be thinking it's got to be 225 or something, somewhere around there, right?
You hit on the nose. The ARV after rehab value, you're like 220, 229, somewhere in there. Yeah,
I kind of was thinking conservatively 215, but there are some comps in that neighborhood hitting 225. So I could see it.
There's nothing available.
Right. So that's it. Yeah.
It's we're almost under 4,000 single-family homes on market. We were at 4,023 yesterday. We haven't seen that in a long time. So there's just no inventory. So that's kind of the play.
Yeah.
Just the tenant's been in there for a long time, and just kind of a hoarder between you and I. There's a lot of stuff in that house, which is why I did the digitally modified photos. It's just hard to see. Oh my God, you have no idea.
Really? I'm looking at this picture where it's like got the couches and the light. I'm like, is that the house? Because that's not what the kitchen looks like.
Yeah, no, that's definitely that's just the digitally modified.
Yeah.
Photo. Take out all the trash and stuff. So I've got those other photos in there too, to kind of give you an idea. But
yeah,
just if you are going to flip it, getting the tenant out and all that stuff is going to be your own challenge. Other than that.
Yeah, I am cash. I would let you write the offer for me if you're able to do that. So I'm unrepresented. But you know what? I'm kind of like where your other guys are. I'm at the 140 to 150 kind of number.
Yeah, we had 3 of them that came in yesterday. Another one that trickled in this morning, 147.
Yeah.
I think our highest offer was 160. And he's not going to let it go for that. He'd rather just hold on to it and get the rent if he had to. So. And
those were cash. Those were cash buyers on those other ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Vegas is hungry for deals, man. Investors are way overpaying, I think.
No, they're working on some small margins. I will say that. I had a guy call me. I'm like, what are you looking for? And he's like, 17, 20%. I'm like, dude, that was 10 years ago. Realistically, what are you looking for?
Unfortunately, that's how I operate still. I want to be at 15 and
dude,
yeah.
I'm with you. I want to see. I've got a couple we've done. It's some 18% returns and stuff, but right now these investors, they're working 4 and 6% margins. It's stupid.
I think the idea is I'm going to keep my guys busy.
That's exactly what it is.
But that's the dumbest business model ever.
Yep.
I don't know.
There's just nothing out there. But the things that are coming on market are moving right away. Even the stuff that's super overpriced, they're still, and that's the thing, it's kind of like, how much can I build in? And with it still appraising and stuff like that. I've got some of these guys that are doing mobile homes, and I'm like, oh no, now we're really pushing it. But
now we're getting desperate now. Well, Brad, I'd like to be on your list because of cash buyers that you call, because when you get stuff that you don't think will pass an inspection, I'm unrepresented, so you can still get the full commission, but call me, we'll see if we can work a deal out before it goes public and I got to compete.
Yeah, no, please, here, let me, any way you can text me, just your name and email address, and I'll add you to my investor list, and we'll go from there.
I'd love that. That'd be great.
Sounds fantastic. Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Calling.
Yep.
Okay, have a good
Talk
one.
to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, so you can see they're clearly overpriced and clearly unmotivated seller, trying to get a lot more for it. Will he get it? I don't think so, but it's interesting talking to the agent because he talked about offers in the 140s, high 140s, 150, even said they got 160. Now, if you remember running our numbers here, if a flipper looks at a 225 ARV and if they're looking at a 25 rehab, that puts us in, if we want to make a 15 wholesale, if we're going to try to wholesale a deal like this, that puts us down there at that 140 number, which kind of aligns with some of the things that we heard him say, 140 to 150. The fact that someone's willing to pay 160, now in my opinion, those people, when they start getting past the 140, you're probably looking at more buy and hold investors because now they're not budgeting 25 on a rehab. They're going to do 5, patch the place up and get a tenant back in there, and they're just going to hold it for cash flow. It's really hard to compete with that type of investor, but on the wholesale side, it means you can kind of look at your formula now and treat it differently, right? So why would someone pay 160? Probably an investor cash, probably to throw a tenant in there, and so they're okay to pay more than a flipper would pay. A flipper's got to be more like at the 140-ish type of number. So that's kind of where we're at there. Now, some of you are going to watch this and say, "See, Jerry, that proves that there's no deals on market. Look at that, it's sold." Or maybe you'll watch this months after we recorded this, and you'll say, "Look, it's sold for 170. I told you." And that's true to some extent, but look, guys, we play the long game and we play the volume game. If you do this every single day like I do, 5, 10 times a day, you're going to get deals. You're going to time things right. You're going to find that perfect motivated seller. They're going to want your cash offer. Maybe it's just came out or maybe it's been sitting around a while. All those things, all we need is for the stars to align with motivation, our offer, timing, an agent who wants to work with us and double dip. Those things need to all align, obviously. They don't align on this deal, but you do that 100 times a month, 200 times a month, boom, you start getting deals. And I always say this, it's more about the relationship than it is about the deal in play. If I can get on this guy's list of cash buyers, the next time he gets one like this, maybe he calls me, maybe he says, "Hey, Jerry, before I go on market, here's this deal. This is a great deal. Here's the numbers. I think I can get it done." I get my offer in at 140, boom, we get it done before it even goes on market for free, right? Okay, so we did all of this here as an example without any tools, freehand, just using a calculator, using Redfin, and just kind of running numbers, punching numbers. But this is really a manual, slow, inconsistent way to do the business. I don't like to do it that way. In 5 minutes from now, I'm going to forget what I did, right? So to help you stay organized and to streamline process and to keep track of everything you're doing, save your calculators and your analyzers, all of it, I built a tool called Flipster. It's an all-inclusive platform to manage your entire business. Everything from leads to analyzers to contracts to the workflow, all your follow-up, everything you do in the business in one central location. So to learn more and see that in action, go to getflipster.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. And I'll see you on the next video.